Let's explain to you the culture of commoners so you can view the royals, the precognitives, including the New World, the Iowas and descending tribes, and the Mexica, the Azteca. If a man breaks the rule of his father, dating back through fathers, he turns homosexual. He places himself in danger for a terror attack. Myself, I can't insert my erect penis inside a woman's anus. That's a Yeti rule. Occurred. I can't do it, won't do it. It turns me queer. In women's rules, you can't perform a brokerage of an arranged marriage or a brokered girlfriend without turning lesbian. If you do so, the man you're dating at the time turns into a mastermind of terror, sending in jihadis to kill the gay men, always at the leadership of the attack. The gay men are actually not homosexuals, they're pederasts. Meanwhile, the gay man, the homosexual man that's broken his father's rule, will have children named after him from the requisite area of the female traitor's location, versus the man who's arranged the homosexual break being the victim of the attack in his region. This can get very complex when a precognitive is involved. They see the future. Versus the lesbian whose boyfriend will become a speeding bullet, a Superman as you call it in comics. He will be capable of arranging the fates of the future. Now you may ask me, if you've got a heterosexual, a homosexual, a lesbian, and a pederast, what is bisexual? A bisexual is a predator upon any seeking to enforce gender morality on those otherwise in these four castes. The gender morality, of course, decided by the asexual. An asexual practices romance, love, and gender to imprint their idea of proper gender. They read deliberate type of manual and textbook. They're what you call a psychophobe. They're afraid of the mind adopting observed states of society. It's actually a child molestation victim, through any stage of life having been placed as diminutive. In other words, they have been raped by a heterosexual, homosexual, lesbian, or bisexual. They are the asexual, a victim of catarasty, the term being operative. They have been innocently accused of breaking one of aforementioned gender morals, and if falsely believing so, dementia, like Ronald Reagan or Margaret Thatcher, but if correctly believing so and claiming life's blood, an Alzheimer's. If an early Alzheimer's onset, a spy. Somebody who's claimed a product of seizure and transferred it to another group of people, but typically reserved for a mob hitman, versus the dementia who isn't sure if they've killed people. They merely have the paranoid fantasy from the omnisexual, the sapiosexual, somebody who claims or litigates attraction to intelligence, but actually has the desire to remove it. They were a remedial education by own choice, a downward mobile. They rejected their parents because their parents expected them to go into the same trade of labor, as opposed to the proper form using both insight and gambled form of repetitive action, that for bearing children. Hence, we now see gender. So, if you can assume, perhaps, that the Neanderthal, or if bred with the Cro Magnon or Troglodyte, the Chinese Paleolith, or the prehistoric Pole, can see future events, the Cro Magnon being immune from damage by own care, or the Troglodyte always claiming permanently what they possess, even a woman, but never their internal organs, we can see upon this the pattern of the modern state, such as the World Trade Center attacks, myself being David Charles Boyce, from the Boston region, named after the famous homosexual Charles Boyce that died striking the Pentagon as co-pilot in the World Trade Center attacks, himself having sodomized a woman, by birth not gay or transgender, and he was the Joker among the Batman, a Leatherwing, a Nazi.